Get outside and touch grass.
Welcome to Colonize the Ocean podcast, where we discuss oceanic colonization, exploration, and education with your hosts Adam Jewell and Brendan Traxler.
So one thing that, let me back up here a little bit. I was just outside, taking the dog outside and walking barefoot out in the grass. And I enjoy that feeling. And I think that a lot of people do, and they need that in their life. And so that's one of the things we have to combat with underwater habitats. And how do we do something like that? I think I talked about this on one of the lives before, maybe even on these shorts, I don't remember. But one of my visions for underwater habitats is, especially with, we have different pods for different things, as we've talked about before. You've got your living area, and you've got your batteries or energy area, etc. I always envision one would just be well lit with just grass in it, just for you to come in there, have a picnic, just walk barefoot in it, hang out in as natural lighting as possible, being underwater and on a grass manicured surface. I think that not only do we need that psychologically, I think that it's just one of those things tying us back to land that we can use. Maybe there's plants and stuff in there, I don't know, to keep us underwater longer and bring some of those amenities that we're used to on land. It's a health benefit, not only physically, psychologically, etc. There's been lots of studies done on, the aspect of skin to nature, the grasses and stuff along those lines. And so to have something like that underwater, I think is going to be vastly important, as well as different things. I mean, that's just one I think of, but there's other things that we need to be talking about and thinking about is how do we implement these things into an underwater habitat. That is just a really quick one that has been on my mind and on my heart now for years, is how do you combat that? I think that's going to be the easiest way. And maybe at first it's not a whole entire pod. Maybe you just have a section that's just like this little grass square per se. It's like a meter by meter type of thing that you can just go walk on to just get just that feeling. I don't know. But it's definitely something that we need to be addressing in the near term. Obviously, in the first habitats, it's not going to be that big of a concern. Nobody's going to be staying there for the rest of their life type of thing. They'll be coming and going. But as we move forward, I think that's going to be more and more important. We look at the different things that the other organizations out there are working on. We talk about what Deep and Proteus are working on. They're more science-based. So to an extent, they're roughing it, even though they're trying to make this a little bit more luxurious than the ones in the past have been. But ASC, we're focused more on the everyday person and bringing the everyday person underwater and making that transition as frictionless and as easy as possible. So to have these little things, these things that most people won't think about or be that important, I think they're vastly important that we have these in underwater habitats. So what's your thoughts on it? What aspect would you, from the surface, would you need to be brought underwater for it to make it feel more like home? Maybe it help you get on your day-to-day routine. What do you need?